I have a different kind of an episode for you today. I am teaching two classes at the 577 Foundation here in Perrysburg next month, and I'm going to tell you about them during this episode. Welcome to the Perrysburg Podcast, episode 108. I'm your host, Perrysburg resident Kim Newlove. The Perrysburg Podcast is a resource for Perrysburg residents. We talk about what's in Perrysburg and why people like to live here. Our website is perrysburgpodcast.com. First, I'd like to give you some background about the 577 Foundation, just in case you're new to Perrysburg, or if you don't live in Perrysburg and you're listening to this in another state or country. The address for your GPS is 577 East Front Street, Perrysburg, Ohio, and the website is 577foundation.org. That's the number 5, the number 7, the number 7 again, foundation.org. 577foundation.org. According to their website, the 577 Foundation is a nonprofit community arts and nature center situated on the former estate of our founder, Virginia Secor Stranahan. Open to all, 577 builds a creative, caring community through curiosity and lifelong learning. This enduring passion extends to all facets of 577, from ecological balance and environmental sustainability to broadening minds, stimulating imagination, and expanding horizons. That ends the description of the 577 Foundation from the website. If you have not been there yet, plan your first visit today. The place is awesome. My family and I love the 577 Foundation, and I think you'll like it too. Now let's talk about my classes. I am very happy and proud to say that this is the third year in a row that I am teaching Podcasting 101 class at the 577. This year, I will also be teaching Audio Engineering 101 for podcasters. I'm really excited about this. You don't have to take the Podcasting 101 class before the Audio Engineering 101 class, by the way. Today on the show, I'll tell you about both classes, including who should attend and what you'll learn, just in case either of these classes appeals to you or you want to share the information with a friend. First up is Podcasting 101 on Thursday, September 4th, 2025, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the 577 Foundation, of course. Cost is $25 per participant, and a podcast planning worksheet is included. The class has room for 10 adults, but only 8 seats are remaining as I record this on August 13th, 2025. Sign up online at 577foundation.org. Podcasting 101 is a beginner friendly class. No previous experience is required. I will be comparing a podcast to a recipe, and I'll talk about 12 key ingredients. I'll also go over the answers to frequently asked questions from last year's and the previous year's classes, like how does a podcast episode get into a podcast app? Great question. We'll go over the answer to that during class. You may be wondering, what are the key ingredients that you just mentioned? I'll just go down the list from 1 to 12. Here we go. Number 1, your why. Number 2, how to start. Number 3, time to publish. Number 4, tools and gear. Number 5, MP3 files. Number 6, research. Number 7, writing. Number 8, artwork. Number 9, media hosts. Number 10, podcast websites. Number 11, advertising. And number 12, your podcast recipe. Now let's talk about the benefits of Podcasting 101 class. The biggest benefit is cutting the learning curve. There is an overwhelming amount of information available about podcasting, especially online. So during our 2-hour class, I will help you avoid time-consuming rabbit holes, stuff you don't need to buy, and frustration with the podcast planning process. And speaking of the podcast planning process, I know how hard that can be. I know how hard it can feel. That was me back in 2019. I started my first podcast back in 2019. The good news is now I know what I'm doing, so I can pay it forward to you. I have now published more than 400 podcast episodes across my two shows since 2019. I'm here to help, and there will be time for questions and answers at the end, so bring your questions. Who should sign up for Podcasting 101 class? Anyone who wants to start a podcast. It's just that simple. Think of Podcasting 101 as an opportunity to learn about what goes into starting a podcast and not necessarily how to do it. MP3 production, for example, is a skill that takes many, many hours to learn and master. So, we're going to talk about what goes into starting a podcast, the ingredients, not necessarily how to make each individual ingredient that goes into the podcast. Hope that makes sense. And now that you know about Podcasting 101, let's talk about my other class, which is called Audio Engineering 101 for Podcasters. The two classes are related, by the way, but you do not need to take Podcasting 101 first. Audio Engineering 101 for Podcasters will be on Thursday, September 11th, 2025, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the 577 Foundation. Cost is $25 per participant, and a worksheet again is included. What's on the worksheet? We've got terminology, tips, and tricks. The size of that class is limited to 6, and as of August 13th, 2025, no one has signed up yet. Why 6 participants? It's because audio engineering is a very challenging topic, in my opinion, and a smaller class will lead to more personal attention. Why offer an Audio Engineering 101 for Podcasters class? It's because audio engineering can be the very hardest part of podcasting. I figured that a gentle introduction with me, an experienced podcaster, could reduce your frustration and help you get up and running faster. There is more to audio engineering than pressing record and stop, unfortunately. And making an MP3 file is the goal, so I am offering Audio Engineering 101 to get you up and running with less frustration. Let's talk a little bit about how I teach audio engineering. I love the phrase and the activity see one, do one, teach one. Let me slow that down. See one, do one, teach one. During my class, my Audio Engineering 101 for Podcasters class, you will learn using the see one, do one, teach one method. We will start with a list of 20 skills that I use and what they look like. Yes, record and stop will be two of them. That's the C1 part. And then you'll be expected to either make a short recording in class and then edit it, or edit a recording that you bring to class. This is the do one part. And by the way, a 2-minute recording is perfect. And finally, the third step here is teach one. I will be listening to your recording. Once I listen to the recording, I need you to tell me how you engineered it. You will tell me why you left a blank space here and there, or why you left in an or part of an. This is the teach one part. I am not trying to put anybody under pressure, but if you teach back to me why you did something, we'll both learn from it. Listen, I'm a pharmacist by training, and we use something called the teach back method with patients. I am bringing that teach back method into my audio engineering class because it works. Imagine me telling a patient how to use an inhaler. It's their first time, right? When they show me how to use that inhaler and tell me why they did what they did, I can identify gaps in their knowledge. It's the same exact deal with audio engineering. If my audio engineering participants miss a step or their audio sample doesn't show up in the MP3 file as expected, it's just a blank file, well, we can go back to the do one part and do it together. It's teach back, but it's also going back a step if needed. I hope all that makes sense. Again, the phrase is see one, do one, teach one. My goal is for each participant to produce a short MP3 file by the end of our 2-hour class. I truly believe my participants can do this. If you are interested in starting an audio only podcast, Audio Engineering 101 for Podcasters will help you. So sign up today. If you would like to try recording a sample before class or a sample to bring to class, use Audacity, which is free, GarageBand, which I believe comes free with Mac products, or Hindenburg Journalist, which is very popular among podcasters. As a bonus for listening to this episode, you can also access my 30-minute audio engineering video on YouTube. I have an audio engineering video on YouTube. There's a link to it in the show notes on perrysburgpodcast.com. In the video, I cover the 20 audio engineering skills that I use, and it's pretty much the C1 part of my Audio Engineering 101 class. So if you want to get a jump on the class and join it anyhow, go ahead and check out that YouTube video. Links in the show notes. I think that does it for my overview of both classes, who should attend them, and what you'll learn. If you are interested in signing up for Audio Engineering 101 for podcasters or Podcasting 101, head over to 577foundation.org and register today. Thanks for listening to episode 108 of the Perrysburg Podcast. Visit perrysburgpodcast.com to read the show notes. In the show notes, you'll find a link to sign up for Podcasting 101 and Audio Engineering 101 for podcasters at the 577 Foundation, a link to that audio engineering video on YouTube that I mentioned, and more. If you know someone who would like to start a podcast and therefore might like my Podcasting 101 and Audio Engineering 101 for Podcasters classes, share this episode with them. I'd love to have them sign up. And if you like this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to or follow the Perrysburg Podcast on your favorite podcast player and YouTube to get each new episode right when it comes out. The Perrysburg Podcast also has a newsletter list if you'd like to be notified by email about each new episode of the podcast. Join the email list, go to perrysburgpodcast.com and sign up today. Thanks for listening today. I'll talk to you next week.